Do you feel that you'll always be in this kind of healing journey? I mean, I always say we're always all healing, but for you, do you feel that this is something that you're just going to always do for the rest of your life, meaning place this first, do all the work and everything? Because some people heal and then they just leave it and go on. Some people, just carry on and don't really mind the idea of being in a certain space that is always going to be a disease space. Where do you feel like the future for you is?
Well, yeah, as you said, we should all be healing on
Yeah.
all levels. I mean, that's how we grow as human beings. For me, I think I'll continue healing for the rest of my life.
Hmm.
I don't like to associate with any disease personally. I don't like labels, but I do like to say that I'm constantly trying to get better, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We all need to put in the work
Hmm.
and, be better human beings for ourselves, and then we can help others.
Is there a part of you now that can look back on everything you've gone to and see it some sort of blessing?
Somebody actually asked me that question recently, and I said no.
Mm.
No. I still think it was not a blessing.
Hmm.
I wish I didn't have it. I wish I had a great, I wish I had a great, and I'm sure even then, I'm sure I would have found a way to help people because that's who I am.
That's
Not in with Lyme, but with something else.
And that is the truth of, I think, any disease or any time you go through something like this is it's a very personal thing too. Like some people won't always see it as a blessing and shouldn't. And I think that's part of it. That's also very personal. It's part of your
Hmm.
journey, but it doesn't
It
mean
is
you have
part of
to.
my journey. I accept it.
Yes. And there is no other way around it now. You can't go
Right.
back in time and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
change it. You
Yeah.
can't live in regret as if,
Yeah.
you
No.
could have done
No.
something different.
No.
I think that's a big part of what a lot of people have to deal with also is sometimes they live in a state of regret. Maybe it was the decisions they made that led them up to where they are right now, or maybe it wasn't. Do you have any advice for that on how to just live in the present and accept that, you've gone through this and you just have to keep moving forward?
This is very incredibly difficult to do,
Yeah.
to not have regrets. And you just have to do your best, really. Just focus on the present, focus on the future. Just keep doing, keep looking for what's out there because it's not really helpful. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's going to cause the stress and bring your body down. You just need to, focus on the future and the present. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a day by day trying to stay
Yes.
positive, understanding it's never going to truly go away. This feeling like we
Yeah.
all have regrets, even people that are, haven't
Yeah.
gone through this sort of a situation experience in life will have regrets. It's
Hmm.
just how you deal with it and how you could stay present and, the practices you might start to implement. And I know you've implemented that. You're incredibly passionate about health now. You're incredibly passionate about organic foods and everything like
Yes.
that,
Yes.
right? Is that not part of
Absolutely.
where the journey has led you?
Yes. It has changed my lifestyle
Mhm.
to be incredibly aware of what I'm putting in my body, food wise, supplement wise, the air I breathe, the water I drink, and just realizing how toxic the world is and how, it's getting worse every year, basically, and how we actually have to protect ourselves, unfortunately. I mean, you also don't want to overstress with that and be completely scared, but just
Right.
being aware, just being aware that that's the reality and, making the best out of it. I have air purifiers, I have, water filters, but I don't think about it on a daily basis. I just choose some things, that would help with that.
And that's where we should all strive to be aware, but not in a always fearful state.
Yeah,
People always
that's,
say, like, I'm sure you've heard this, you're fear mongering if you're saying,
hmm
oh, the toxins here, the toxins, yeah,
hmm
chemicals are everywhere. Like, but
yeah,
they are.
but they are. That's the reality.
But this isn't fear mongering. It's bringing it to your attention so you could have the power to change something so that
Right.
you could put in the air purifiers. You could put more attention into what you're putting into your body and on your skin. So, yeah, I truly believe that, it's not that ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power.
Knowledge is always power, always.
And
you
we
know what?
should be fearful.
Yeah. And I mean, if you know how toxic the world is and you still choose to live,
Totally your choice.
without,
Yeah.
it's your choice. Do whatever you want.
Like, we have to acknowledge that we know that smoking is bad for us, and
Right.
people do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
Yeah.
people do it out of a pure love for smoking, and usually sometimes they don't get sick. So you can't say just because there's toxins around you will get sick.
Right.
And you have to just acknowledge it and go on with your life and live it to the best of your accord. But the thing
Right.
I always appreciate about you is like, figure yourself out. Look,
Yeah.
be your own best advocate
Yes.
during
Yes.
this. Do not
Yes.
just give all your power to the doctors and the
Never.
system as a whole.
Never.
Right?
No.
Elena, I always find our conversations all stimulating, and I find, you to be a beacon of hope.
Thank you.
In an array of kind of people that are telling you what to do. You're kind of saying, not this is what you do, but always have the hope within yourself and look
Yes.
inside.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that. Continue to do what you're doing.